have an idea that I'm going to try. It may or may not work. This is a mad scientist episode today. Okay, here's what I'm doing. I've got this giant, well not giant, but really pretty big canvas that has been through several incarnations throughout its life. I think I've had it for about 30 years actually. And I keep painting over it and collaging over it and doing stuff over it. Every time I move into a different house, I change it so that it matches the house. So that's what I got to do. It's all really, you know, pastel-y, and there's some lace and pink fabric showing through because, you know, that matched my last house, but it's not working here. And I played around with it a little bit because I want to change the colors, trying to decide what to do. Do I just gesso over the whole thing and start over? Do I paint it? Do I want to add more collage-y stuff? It's very, very textured as it is, and I like that. So I thought I'll add more fabric because there is some fabric on there. And you know, you dip the fabric into watered down glue, and then you can kind of, you know, shape it and make it all textury and let it dry, and I like that. So I thought that's what I'll do. And I started looking for fabric scraps in the colors that I want, and I really don't have enough. Here's where I'm going so far, or what I'm thinking about. I've got these fabrics, and I think all of these were given to me, probably Happy Mail. I'm terrible at remembering exactly who sent what, you know, but I'm pretty sure that these are from Lugene or Patty, or Lugene and Patty. I think it's Lugene and Patty, if I remember right. They sent these fabrics, which I love, and I have just been, you know, hoarding, and occasionally I look at them, and then I feel them, and then I put them away. But I'm thinking these might work. I like the colors. These are, you know, kind of the colors that I'm wanting to use in the house, but it's not really enough to cover the canvas. I could get close to covering the canvas, but I want more variety is the thing. So I need more fabric. Since I don't have any more fabric that will match, you know, the colors, these colors that I want, I'm going to have to make some or paint some. So I did this years ago, probably 15-20 years ago. Painted some fabric, I think it was just a piece of a bed sheet or something, and used Lumieres on it, and it stuck it in the oven, and it came out with this really cool kind of mottled effect. And I'm going to try to do that again. I don't remember exactly how I did it because, you know, it was a long time ago and I didn't write it down. But I'm going to wing it. Let's see what happens. So here's what I've got, and this is the original tray that I used when I made those first fabrics. And you can see how when you, and I'll show you when I do it, you lay them out and they kind of stick to the pan, and then they bake, and the areas that stick bake darker. It's just, it's weird. It's probably dangerous too, because, you know, it could catch fire in your oven, but that's never stopped me before. So I pulled some paints out. I've got some, you know, black and white for blending or toning stuff down. I've got some brown and a couple different green, turquoise, bluish colors, and then some orangey red colors, and then this copper just cuts, you know, I may want something sparkly. So here's the paints. Here's the tray I'm going to use, which is just an old craft cookie sheet. It really probably, it's got wooden handles, so it probably was never intended to go in the oven. But I've put it in my oven many, many times, and, you know, we're still good. So there's that. And I just pulled some brushes out. I don't even know if I'll use brushes, but, you know, just some brushes. And I just grabbed some scrap fabric. Oh, this is blue. I thought it was white. Huh. Oh, that's okay. This looks like part of a sheet, like a bed sheet, and it feels like a cotton poly blend. So I don't know about that. We'll see how that works. And this one feels, ooh, I don't know. This one feels cotton poly blend too, but this is old because it's well worn. Yeah, it's got a thread count of about, what, 4? I'm a sheet snob. I gotta have good sheets. There's very few things that I will splurge on, but sheets are one of them. Okay, this is a cotton fabric that's got a weird pattern on it. Oh, are those seashells? They are seashells. I don't really want seashells, but I don't really know that they're going to show up. Plus, I'm going to rip these, you know, and just use parts and pieces, so we'll see. And then this piece of muslin, which I think that's what I used. No, it's not what I used. I used a sheet on the others. But this is that weird muslin that I don't really like. I like my muslin to be more, you know, to have little brown flecks in it. This is like cheap, icky muslin. I don't like this. So I'm going to use it for this. And I think I'm going to start by, I'm going to cut these down or just kind of rip them a little smaller. I don't have scissors. Hang on. Just use the kitchen scissors. I'm in the kitchen today. Alright. Yeah. Just cut these down a little bit. And then after I paint them, I may even cut them down some more because I really don't know how I want them on the canvas. You know, I don't know. We'll just have to see once it all gets done. I don't want any, you know, precisely cut edges, just tearing them. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about the stringies. That'll just add extra texture. Yeah, these little scissors, these are for cutting through a chicken bone. they're not wanting to go through fabric. Okay. Just get this done. And that one, a weird shape, wonder. Oh, that's totally against the grain. Come on. Okay, now I'll probably have to rip down some of the ones I already have, like this one. But that's going to cause me physical pain to cut this and this, so I'm not going to do that till the last possible minute. And I was going to use this piece because the color, oh my gosh, it's perfect. But this one, this Patty did this one. Patty Tolly Parish. And she did this, some jelly printing on fabric. And that's where this came from. I can't bear to cut. I can't even bear to collage it onto my thing because it needs to be kept whole, and look, it needs to be a book cover because that's just what it wants to be. It told me. So I'm going to keep that one. Alright, let's just see. Gosh, I wish I could remember how I did this. You know what? I'm just going to, let's do this. Get the paint here. If I remember right, it seems like I wet the fabric first. Let's just start with the piece. We'll start with this one. I'm going to wet it. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's what I did when I did this before. And let's do it. Alright, let's just see what happens. Oh, where's my apron? I can't do this with the shirt on. I'll ruin it. I will ruin my good thrift store Mickey Mouse shirt. I don't want to do that. So I'm putting on my Gina Aaron's apron. This one, actually this is the one I made. I got one from Gina. She makes these aprons out of a pair of old blue jeans. And she has a tutorial on her channel for how to do it. And I did it. I followed her tutorial and I actually made one of my own out of a pair of Jason's jeans that he ripped the crotch out of. Because he says his jeans can't contain the beast. my God, please. He's constantly ripping the crotch out of it, and I have to listen to that every time he does. Yeah. So anyway, I took a pair of his jeans that the beast tried to escape from and made an apron according to Gina's tutorial, and it worked. I didn't exactly really listen to her when she was talking about the measurements, so it came out a little bit wonky, but you know what? It serves its purpose. It keeps the paint off of my expensive thrift store clothes. I don't know what's happening here, but it's dried out. Ooh, and it's kind of a pinky color inside there. I don't think I want that. I think I want this. Yes. See these two together, this kind of tomato red and the teal. Oh, that makes me happy. That makes me so, so happy. Let's see if this is gonna really do anything, or just be a big mess. I don't know if this is gonna be a good thing or not, but let's find out. This is all just, you know, scrap fabric and inexpensive paint. So if it doesn't work out and I end up having to just toss it, it's not a big deal. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. About, no, listen to this. Oh, no, that might be too green. Let's put some red over here. Is that the one I used over there? No. It looks the same. What is this? Hmm? Don't make purple. Okay. I'm kind of liking it. I know it doesn't really make much sense. It's not supposed to yet. It is the baking process that kind of makes it cool and interesting. Or at least it was last time I did this. I don't know what's going to happen today because I can't remember how I did it last time. Okay. I'm kind of liking it. Some more of this. Okay. Do I want some brown in there? Let me try just a little bit. No, let's do this copper and see what happens. Wet that. Oh. Kind of cool. Okay, I want to try to cover up all the white that I can so that I can use this whole piece. Maybe too, I don't know. I can't, see, it's hard to tell. You can't really judge these colors until after you bake it because they're gonna, you know, once they're dry, they're different. Yeah. So, we'll just see. Okay, let's just go with this like it is. And I'm gonna just kind of lay it out. Well, it's really kind of pretty like it is, I think. And if I remember right, what I did was kind of just squinch it like that before I baked it. And I can't remember if I baked it really fast and hot or slow. I don't know. But I put the oven on 300 to start with, and I'm going to stick it in there. I'm going to watch it very carefully. And then I will come back and we'll take a peek after it's done. I'll let you know how it turns out. So here we go, into the oven. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's pull this out. See what happened, if anything. Oh, okay. See this right here? This is what I was going for. Why did I only get it here and not so much over here? See, it's a little bit. Okay, what was the difference? What was the difference? I bet it's how wet it was. I'm wondering if it's more about the water rather than the paint. Because I mean, it wasn't like I used way more paint on one section than another, but this was the first one I plunked down, and I ran my brush under the water before I started blending, and maybe it was more wet. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're experimenting. So, let's get my tray back out here. Same piece. Take kind of a good look at it. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is just this section. And I did put it in at 300, took about 10 minutes. I left the oven door cracked a little bit, and it did fine. And I have a gas oven, you know, so this could, you know, very easily burst into flame. But it did fine. I want a little bit more of this look over here. So let's see if it's all about the water. What I'm going to do is just wet this really good. Squinch it. Stick it back in the oven. And since this is much more wet than it was when I started, I'm going to turn the heat up to 350, and I'm going to watch it very closely. I promise not to burn my house down. Okay, I'm going to put it in like that, extremely wet, and let's see if that is what it takes to get this effect that I want. So, I'll be back. Okay, I just pulled this out. Goodness, it dried a lot faster at 350. Let's see if the water did anything. Well, I think it did a little, but it didn't do much, did it? Maybe it's the paint. Maybe it's the amount of paint. Could it be the type of paint? Because this really didn't do anything, but you know what? I put this on really thin. Maybe that's it. Maybe it needs a lot of paint. Well, only one way to find out. Let's try it. This is usable, definitely, but I want more of this kind of pattern is what I'm going for. So let's see what we can do to get that. My pan's still a little bit hot. That's okay. Let's try another piece. What did I use for that one? I don't remember. That's okay. Let's just use this one. Wet it. I'm going to wet it really good this time and leave it kind of wet. And it's that red paint that didn't really do what I wanted, so let's mess with it a little bit. Let's use, oh, I think that's enough. Let's use some red. I'm not going to thin it out quite as much. And then this one didn't do a darn thing, really, on that last one. And it's kind of, I don't know, I got this, I think I paid $1 for it at Tuesday Morning. And it's worth about $1. Good grief. I can't tell if it's got some kind of blockage in there or if it just thickened up like that. I'm afraid I'm going to squeeze so hard that it's going to bust the tube. Well, it's coming out. Alright. Let's just put that on a little thicker than we did. Okay, this is really weird. It's like snot! What is up with this paint? Oh, it's just thickened so much that it's hard to... Alright. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to put on my stuff. Hang on. I do sometimes, in a rare moment of intelligence, remember to put some kind of a lotion, you know, barrier cream stuff on. I use silicone glove from Avon. It's cheap, and probably the stuff that you get from the art supply might be better. I don't know. But this works fine. It just, you know, your hands still get all painty and yucky, but when you wash them, it all comes off. So, we're good. Now, let's rub this one in a little bit. Ugh. It seriously feels like I'm just squishing a slug or something. Oh, this is not pleasant, but alright. Let me get a toothpick and see if that'll loosen it up, or, oh no, I think it's all just thickened inside the whole tube. Yeah, you pay $1 for a tube of paint, you get $1's worth of paint. Alright. And now on this one, I think I'll put some brown, maybe. A little bit. My hands are all goobered up. I don't know if I'm in the frame. I hope you can see. Okay, I got my brushes on. That's alright. Alright. Yeah, see, there's quite a bit of paint on there. It's seeping through good. So let's see if maybe that is what it takes. Squinch it up. Squinch it up good this time. And stick this in the oven that I'm going to open with that. Okay, the door cracked, and that's it. Okay, well my hands didn't get too bad, but I'm going to wash them real quick so you can see how easily the paint comes off when you use some kind of barrier cream. It still will get like lodged up under my fingernails, and I'll have to dig that out later. But as far as just, you know, getting the paint off of your skin, those kind of creams can really help. They make it a lot easier. And sometimes, you know, you'll get a particularly stubborn paint that might stain, but for the most part, they don't. Everything usually comes off. And I just washed with hand soap, nothing special. And see, paint came off. The blue that you see are just my old lady veins. So remember to use this because it does help. Alright, I'm gonna wait till that piece dries, and then we'll pull it out and we'll see if we get any better patterns that way. So be right back.